Hello and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Prashant Pavani. I hope you all are doing good, my dear friends. Today is 31st October and today is National Unity Day. So, special topic of the day is based on Sardar Patel. So many things to learn from this special topic. So, let's quickly move on. Our pen drive and tablet courses are available for various different exams. To find out more about it, do check out studyiq.com. If you have any question or queries regarding it, feel free and give us a call on the numbers that you can see on your screen. Now, first of all, I would like to have a quick word about Rashtriya Ekta Divas. It was celebrated throughout our country by various different people, of course, at national level. President, Vice President, Home Minister, Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, Housing and Urban Affairs Minister, all these important leaders paid their floral tributes to Sardar Patel at Patel Chowk in Parliament Street. Now, the special topic of the day is based on an article that is written by none other than our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Very interesting article. It starts with this 1947 era. The first half of 1947 was a very serious, very critical period in the history of our country. Because at that point of time, two things were quite clear to us, right? We were certain about two things. The first one was a good one, that this British Raj was going to end in our country for good, that means forever. And the second thing was a bit sad, and it was about partition of our country. But what was uncertain was whether there would be more than one division of our country. And here comes Sardar Patel and his role. Just imagine that at that point of time we used to have some 550 plus princely states. This princely states used to have, most of them were very diverse, right? Most of them were having their own unique culture. When I say culture, I mean to say not only way of living life, but also culture, different culture of administration, different methods, and it was very diverse. Even today our country is very diverse country, but at that point of time, just imagine 550 princely states, and at that point of time they were having three options with them as well. It was not that they were not having any option. They were having three different options. The first one was that to stick with India. That means to formally declare that they would like to stay with this new country called India. The second one was to stay with Pakistan, and the third option was to be independent, right? Neither with India, neither with Pakistan, just stay independent. So these were the three options that were available to all those 550 diverse princely states. And it was a matter of concern for the whole nation, isn't it? Because already we were sure that we were going to have, formation of one more country out of this grand country of ours, but we were not sure about how many more countries or how many more independent countries we have to face. And this was something that was not acceptable to Sardar Patel. Now, it was not just about these countries, right, or this uncertainty. It was also accompanied by inflation, food shortages, and other diseases and other things. And India's unity was under severe pressure or strain. It was in these circumstances that the States Department came into being in mid 1947, and Sardar Patel took a lead. He was our first deputy prime minister as well as home minister of our country. And with the precision, with his firmness, iron will, and administrative efficiency, he took this responsibility on his shoulder to start this negotiation with 550 plus diverse princely states to convince them to join India. This was indeed a Herculean task, right? A very challenging task. Just imagine how difficult it is, isn't it, to convince someone to give up this power that they have and to become a commoner. So it was something that was very challenging, and of course he did it. We know it now, and he worked around the clock, and it was not that easy as well. He faced many hurdles. Like one hurdle was VP Menon. Now, of course, VP Menon is a very famous person, and he used to be a political advisor of last viceroy named Louis Mountbatten. So he was viceroy of Mountbatten, and on personal basis, VP Menon decided that after this independence. He's going to retire from this government services and he's going to live a quiet and peaceful life. But it was Patel who convinced him, and he convinced him that this is not the time to rest or retire. This is the time when India, this new India, requires his assistance. And he was finally convinced, and there were other great leaders who became part of this umbrella called, this team leader or umbrella called Sardar Patel. The story of the integration of Indian states, written by Menon himself. In this story, or in this basically book, he has written that Patel led this whole unification mission from the front, and he inspired the entire team to work around the clock and to work tirelessly. Patel was clear in his mind. First and foremost came the interests of the people of our country, and there was no sort of second option at all, right? When it comes to compromise, when it comes to delivery of service and interest of people, there was no compromise at all, not even a cent percent in Sardar Patel's mind. As an independent first Home Minister, we talked about this thing a couple of days ago. Remember this Infantry Day that we celebrate? And it was in 1947, the first action that we took as a nation was under this leadership of Home Minister Sardar Patel. He used to be a sort of, a proper, you can say, administrator, or he was in this leadership position in Ahmedabad municipality back in 1920s. And this experience of administration was extremely handy when he worked towards this strengthening post 1947 India's administrative framework. I'm sure you are aware about this thing, that he is also known as this framer, or he is the main man behind civil services, or India's steel frame, particularly All India services. While he was in Ahmedabad working for Ahmedabad municipality, he provided clean and functioning drainage system. He worked for good roads, electricity, education. We are talking about 1920s, some 100 years ago. He was working for better roads, cleanliness, electricity, education, even this vibrant cooperative sector that we have in our country. This credit also goes to Patel. The roots of this iconic dairy cooperative Amul, Anand Milk Producers Union Limited, can be traced back to his vision for empowering particularly local communities and particularly women. He also popularized this idea of cooperative housing societies, and with this he ensured dignity and shelter for all those people who were not having a roof on their top. India's farmers used to have unparalleled faith in him. He was known as Kisan Putra, farmer's son. He was indeed son of a farmer, and he took a leadership position in this Bardoli Satyagraha. I'm sure you know about this thing, 1928 in Gujarat. Even the working class respected him as a leader, and not only working class and farmers, but traders and industrialists as well used to knock his doors just in case if they were struggling with any sort of issues. Acharya J.B. Kriplani, who was Congress president during independence, he said that whenever the party faced an issue, and if Gandhiji was not available, right, then they would turn to Sardar Patel. Sarojini Naidu termed him or called him the man of decision and man of action. And this statue of unity is not just about a geographical unification of our country. It is more than that. It is about unification of hearts and minds of the people of our country. Sardar Patel is a very important link, and indeed he is a very important leader of our country. The map that we are happy about, right, the map of India, when we have a glance over this map, and when we feel that our country is grand and big, it is because of Sardar Patel. So hats off to Sardar Patel, and let's take a pledge of unity that we will do everything that is possible in our hand to make sure that our country remains unified throughout our existence and for eternity. With this, dear friends, we'll move on to another item, and then we'll talk about Statue of Unity. Now, very important news item that we find in today's PIB is about India and Italy. Technology summit took place between India and Italy, And addressing this summit, the Prime Minister said that IT software power, we have to take it to next level. Now, the thing with science and technology is that the difference is that science is based on principles, isn't it? Science and scientific principles are universal truth, you can say, or they are same throughout our earth, or all across the board. But when it comes to technology is and it can be local, isn't it? So technological temperament is something that we need to inculcate in our country, and that's what we are doing with the help of this Atal Innovation Mission. Prime Minister said that India government, or his government, has made technology a medium for social justice, empowerment, inclusion, competent government system, as well as transparency and governance. He talked about this last mile delivery that is possible with the help of this technology. All these leakages and corruption and everything, is going out now because of implementation of various different schemes with the help of technology. Some 300 plus central as well as state government services are available on this Umang app. Prime Minister talked about the quality of innovations that are taking place in our country, and he gave example of space program. Now we know the space program of our country is very advanced. We have launched satellites of many countries including Italy, and this is just one example of capacity and potential of our people. Together both these nations are going to promote industrial research and development cooperation program. Italy is very famous for designs, right? Supercars or your glasses or your fashion items, and I can go on and on. All these items are designed in predominantly in Italy, and we are going to work together on this LAD. LAD stands for lifestyle accessories design, and we need to, with Make in India, we need to promote design in India as well. Just production is not going to help us. We have to design, and we can learn these things from Italy. Under this LAD program, we are going to work on, or our focus would be on leather sector, transportation, automobile designs. And Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte said that he had a fruitful bilateral meeting with Prime Minister. He also promised that he is going to take part, or his country will take part in this Make in India program. We are going to collaborate in the fields of robotics, genetics, aerospace, renewable energy, research-based programs, and many other things. On terrorism, we are on the same page. We have strongly condemned terrorism in all forms and manifestation. We have asserted that the world needs to take strong measures against all those parties who are encouraging, supporting, financing terrorism. We have also stressed that UN member countries should effectively implement UN Global Counter-Terrorism Strategy UNSC Resolution 1267 or 1267. On climate change, we have expressed our commitment, a strong commitment, that we are going to do everything that is possible to uphold the Paris Agreement. We are going to focus on our nationally determined contributions. At the same time, we are going to focus on UNFCCC. Both nations have reiterated strengthening mutual understanding and expand range of bilateral engagement. Moving on to another item coming from Commerce Ministry. Few items here, but important, right? The most important item that I find here is this one, that service sector. Prime Minister Suresh Prabhu has said that service sector growth, or that his government will ensure that services sector grows, as service sector contributes nearly 2/3 of India's GDP. So we are talking about what, 66% of our GDP is made up of service sector. He was addressing 14th FICC Higher Education Summit of 2018, and he also talked about the role of education. And of course, we know that education helps us in creating human capital, and if we have human capital, then we can achieve everything that is under the sky, isn't it? But if we don't have this thing, then we will stay behind. So we need to promote human capital with the help of education. And education is not just about economic benefits or becoming professional doctor or engineer or manager or whatever. It's not just about job, or it's not just about money, but it is more about it's more about developing our society. It's more about civic responsibilities and many other things. Prime Minister's office, last two items to go. The first one is about this Statue of Unity. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel's statue has been dedicated to the nation by Prime Minister. It is 182-meter tall statue, Iron Man of India, world's tallest, 143rd birth anniversary. All these important points in front of your screen. Prime Minister talked about this thing, and it's very interesting that he said that we would need a visa to see lions or pay homage at Somnath or view Charminar in Hyderabad had Sardar Patel not united our country. And he also described the Statue of Unity as technical as well as engineering capabilities of our country. Now, quickly, some important information associated with Statue of Liberty. Statue of Unity. It is twice the height and of the Statue of Liberty that is in USA, New York. It is built on this Sadhu Bet. That's an isle. That's an island, river island, right on this Sardar Sarovar Dam, and we also find Wall of Unity over there. You'll find Valley of Flowers, Tent City, and other things in this region here. Last item is today is sadly death anniversary of Indira Gandhi ji, and nation remembers our former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi on her death anniversary. Congress President Rahul Gandhi, former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, UPA chairperson Sonia Gandhi ji paid floral tribute at this place called Sakti Sthal, and in a tweet Prime Minister Modi paid tributes to our former Prime Minister. So that's everything in today's discussion. Please download the PDF of today's lecture from my FB page or Twitter handle. I have already shared it for you guys. And don't forget to share this lecture with other students. If you have learned something from today's discussion, then don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Jai Hind.